Okay, hello YouTube. This is Miss Chris again. I'm back. So this will be a test for the streaming. Our goal is probably every Sunday to do a stream. There's probably gonna be some other gameplay streams later on in the future. I'll probably just publish this. This probably won't have an intro or outro because I'm not editing it. It's just straight on. I'll have to figure out some stuff if I want intro or outro for certain things. But we're talking about chapter 985 of One Piece, full review. I have Viz pulled up. I did, but I closed it to make sure all settings were correct on streaming. So I'm going to quickly open Viz, open up the official chapter. We're going to read through it, see what changes, and then we're going to talk about a few things that happen throughout the chapter. And there's been a few things that I want to talk about. Chat. I also have chat if anybody jumps in chat and wants to talk. I do have that on pop-ups. Also don't know about my connection. That's the problem. That's the one thing I don't know about live streaming. That's the one big thing I have to worry about, but whatever. So chat will pop up in the top. This would be the top right of the corner. And then any subs or anything during it, super chats, members will just pop up on the screen. I think up just in the center for heads up. So let's jump into Viz chapter 985 of One Piece. So it is still called New Onigashima Project. That's good. Onigashima, over your entrance, I knew you would come. We're gonna probably read through this whole thing again because the translation this week was really bad by fans. So we're rereading through this, and then we'll talk about certain things. You would come. Whoa, they're really here. That's all Orochi's men's. Okay, let me put this to full screen. We may not have found traces of samurai infiltration, but it was impossible to think you wouldn't show up. I know better than anyone how persistent you are. I think that was determined before in the fans translation, but that's fine. That's close enough. We could say the same about you, Tanjiro. You will not be raiding us today. Hey, I know these guys. Samurai warriors with their heads cut off. Very artful of you. They even look like you, don't they? So Izu, you've returned just so you can lose in battle. So that's a lot more well translated. In the fan translation, it's like, so you have joined, but the war is already over, or something along the lines of that. For me, it didn't really make sense, the phrasing of said thing. Well, we have not lost our heads, released Lord Momonosuke at once. As he resisted as best as he could, he was desperate not to be a burden upon you. He found a dagger at some point and used it to free himself. Of course, he could not actually escape, but he cut my palm in an attempt, and I did not take kindly to that. I punished him, but only enough to knock him unconscious. I'll say right now, Kiku is crying or tearing up, and I didn't realize it, but remember back when, before Kiku and them got launched into the future, Odin's wife left them in the care of, left Momo in their care, so Kiku's definitely crying because Momo was in such trouble. To my surprise, however, the boy still lives. I suppose that must be Odin's blood. That was completely butchered in the fans translation. That didn't even come out. Which that means he's saying at that point that if it was someone of regular blood or someone normal, he would have been dead. Kanjo really beat the crap out of him, but we already knew he was very close to, I would say he was very beaten up when we saw him, when he finally got to Orochi. But his suffering will ease soon. As we speak on the stage, they are about to carry out Monosuke's public execution. What's with your Gara hand? Nifty, eh? It's nice. All we have to do is buy some extra time. It's just a few minutes. The history of the Kazuki clan will officially end. Also, him talking about the boy earlier, I will say right now, Tekken was talking a little bit about it. I think Roger also said, which, like I said, I kind of watched a little bit of theirs just to pick up some details. So I know some of this, but I want to read through it for myself so I can pick up everything for myself. So I'm sorry about that, but yeah, that is definitely clear as day with that translation. Boy still lives because of Odin's blood. I want to see the savage side where they just keep showing the black shadow of Kanjo. I want to see him in battle. They're about to carry out okay. You may shut your mouth now, Kanjo. The wounds this one's katana leaves do not vanish in the afterlife. Like snow that remains in the spring. Into the spring. This will continue to torment your soul for eternity. This is the vassal of Kazuki Kiku Nojo of the fallen snow. Awesome. I know some translations was the lingering snow, and the fan translation I read, it wasn't even translated yet. Then show me, Kiku. Let's get going. Ready. And the fight we saw. What's up with your Gara leg, huh? I use 2 swords now. Oh, so he uses 2 swords now. He didn't before? I'm guessing that's the phrasing in that. Wow, not bad. Inside the castle. Hey, Kaido, speech is starting. Put on the visual style. So, next to Yamato, that bubble there, that the axe space, that wasn't there in the translation I read. So, it's good to know that I kind of figured they're in the attic anyways, but it's better just to know that. So speaking of Kazuki Odin, follow the proper logic that says, as Ace's brother, you should be giving me a ride on your ship. As the proper logic, is that really the proper logic? I saw the comparison on Twitter that people are comparing Yamato to Odin right now. When Odin asked Whitebeard to come on this ship, and comparing Luffy to Whitebeard and Odin to, or Yamato to Odin, and that's probably pretty accurate at this point. I wouldn't put Oda against comparing the two. Now hang on, Kazuki Odins, a guy that everyone loves. There's no way you can be Odin. Okay, fine, maybe. You're more Odin than me. What does that mean, I'm more Odin? How can I be Odin and not be free? It's because of these shackles. I want to go to sea with Ace and his friends so badly, but I have been imprisoned on this island since the age of 8. So, someone cleared that up for me. So, she was imprisoned on 8. She's had the shackles for 20 years. So she was 8 back when the execution and all that. So, she's 28. Those are prison shackles. That's right. They will explode if I leave this island. To be honest, it could all be a lie. I mean, what father would blow up his own child? But just imagine the possibility that it's true keeps me trapped here with fear. I know what my father is like. Want me to take them off? Huh? Listen, do you really want to fight on our side? Okay, also a acknowledgement is, which is a very big possibility. Thought about this after we ended the chapter reaction, and I would save it for the review, is the exploding cuffs could definitely be. It could be a explosive device in the cuffs, but what if there's sea prism cuffs? If she has a devil fruit power, she couldn't have used it for these 8 years. Which means if she does have one, she just can't use it, and she wouldn't be good with it anyways at this point. But that would still put a limitation on her fighting abilities, because sea prism drains the devil fruit users. So I could see Oda saying Yamato does have a devil fruit. I could not even guess what a devil fruit at this point. It could be an ancient type, it could be a mythical type, it could be any type at this point. But that Oda could reference as, if they take off the cuffs, Yamato power strikes back up, and we see the full strength. Like we haven't seen the full strength of her power yet. I could definitely see that being a thing. Listen, do you really want to fight on our side? It'll mean seeing me whoop Kaido right before your eyes. Wish that I could do the same. Do you know how many times he beaten me since childhood? Every time I challenged him, he endured. I pay the price. Fine, I'll take those off. You don't understand. These have kept me trapped here for 20 years without. It's been 2 years since Whitebeard's Paramount War. Hey, they're projecting the speech from the stage. And finally, the world has churned into motion. The 7 warlords were not disbanded because of some mad whim of the government. It is a sign of the confidence that the Navy headquarters have a new force capable of stopping us. Yeah, that's pretty. Vegapunk is probably definitely going to be behind something. I can't wait. We're getting close to the end. With them after the One Piece, we're getting very close to the end. We're probably 4 or 5 years off the end. So we're definitely seeing Vegapunk at some point here. It will definitely be cool to see Vegapunk. But while government grows arrogant, we have decided to join hands with Big Mom pirates and seize the greatest power in the world, the ancient weapons. Like I said in the reaction quick review, the ancient weapons, we know 2 of them. One, Frankie destroyed the planet steel, unless there's another copy of the planet somewhere out in the world, which could be a case. Oda could do that, or it's be on a poneglyph or something. The second ancient weapon is Shirahoshi, and we don't even know if Blackbeard finds out. They could capture her and force her to do that. And the third one, we don't know where it is. So the third one is definitely possible for them to find and use, since we don't even know what it is. In other words, crack, crack, crunch, crunch. Did I hear you calling my name Kaido? It's Big Mom. Also, apparently, we have the full translation here too. Captain of the Big Mom Pirates, Olin the Oran. Bounty 3.88 billion. People are saying that these are yokai, and I couldn't even guess that, because I don't even know what. I think I know what yokai is, only from Inspector. A little bit about yokai, but apparently these are yokai that she have gathered. As you can see, Zeus there with 2 cross eyes, so Zeus is definitely captured. Carrot and Nami are on the ground, which is to be suspected because either Sanji would have came in and helped, or he wouldn't have. I was hoping Sanji would fight Big Mom, but doesn't seem that way. You took long enough, Lin Lin. But I'm still in time, aren't I? Ma. Don't be a stickler. If we bicker and fight, I'll stay out of reach. But when we join sides, we pull in within range. Pull it within range. Listen up, people. We're pulling our weight into the piracy business at long last. We're going to claim the One Piece. Yeah, the existence of ancient weapons will bring fear and war to humanity. Prepare yourselves, for this is the world of violence that we seek. Oh, I was gonna say, where is it? There's a panel somewhere. Maybe it's a later panel. A Big Mom? No, never mind. I don't even see it. No, it is this panel. If you see in the background, Zeus is already back up and moving. He just has a frown and his regular cap on in the background behind Big Mom. Well, isn't that something? Goo, heh. Which raises a question. The One Piece. That's what I'm getting. Followers of Orochi, you must now choose. With its imposing waterfall defense, Wano is a natural fortress that neither the Navy nor the world government can easily reach. If we expand with more weapon factories and turn the population of the Fallow capital into a labor source, then it will transform into a flawless land that all manner of pirates around the world will call paradise. Kaido, wait a moment. The Fallow capital is my territory. Who do you think allowed you to make all those what? And he gets his head chopped off. And a good note here to stay is it's King's Blade. Because you can see King holding the sheath, so it's King's Blade that Kaido grabbed. So Orochi's head is cut off. And I will say right now, fully, I still think he's alive, and we'll talk about that here in a second. And I'm mistaken, I'll pull up the thing. I call it a Hydra because I have had both creatures named Hydras in the past. I lumped them both into the Hydra category, but he's definitely the other version of the Hydra, not the correct mythical. So he would be considered a serpent of some kind, but we'll get to that. Eek, whoa, Shogun Orochi. The concerns of the Kazuki clan and the Kurozumi clan and Kazuki clan mean nothing to us. You have 5 seconds to choose. Followers of Orochi. Hey, that's Momo. I'll say right now. We'll talk about, like I said, I'll talk about this in a second. I really think Orochi doesn't know about his other ability of his Mythical Zone. Hey, don't shout. Whoa. He just killed Shogun Orochi. We've been allies for years. Join us and be pirates, or fight us now and die. We are turning this country into a pirate empire in preparation for the coming World War. We'll be ranging out. I've always been with the theory community on a World War or a end war of the series where everything breaks apart. Like, they find the One Piece and everything breaks apart, or right before they find the One Piece, the war goes to shit. It's definitely gonna happen. I've always kind of figured that there will be an end war at the climax, and definitely becoming the flower capital. So here's a couple other things. Let's just finish reading this and I'll talk about Kiku too. We'll probably work our way back between different stuff that we need to talk about. Instead, there will be only new Onigashima, and its shogun will be my son Orochi. Where is it? Tonight, Onigashima becomes the flower capital. So that means, I thought it was phrased differently. I thought maybe they're moving Onigashima to the flower capital. It's not that way. They're naming the flower capital Onigashima, and they're calling the whole Wano New Onigashima. and the flower capital will be no more where it is right now. So the island they're on is the flower capital. The rest of the zone is the Pirate Sea zone. Look, there's Yamato. We have a break, which I saw on Twitter, someone saying, but I believe Shonen Jump, every manga chapter, every manga in Shonen is on break next week, so it's a whole Shonen thing, not actually Oda this time. Hey, show me the way. They're gonna kill Momo. Someone called the Toby Europa. Okay, so now let's talk backwards. Kiku. Kiku could either be in crying of probably two things, I would guess. Either, I'm more than certainly it's Kanjuro. She's cut down Kanjuro and she's crying because that used to be a former ally of hers. A former samurai that she spent many years of her life. Or Kanjuro got the upper hand and cut down Izu or one of the other samurai. And if Izu dies before even showing off his power, people will be pissed. But I really don't think it's going to be that. I'm just throwing it out there as an example. It could be... It's still bloody sword. It has to be blood. It could be ink. It could be ink that could be coming off the sword. But still, Kanjuro could still be alive. It's not her cutting down. Or it could be ink. I don't know. I can't tell off this if it's ink or blood at this point. Okay. So, now let's go back a little bit. Orochi. So, I'm going to actually pull up the page. Let me escape. Make sure everything's going good on the stream real quick. And then we're pulling up Orochi. His devil fruit. Because I had a bunch of stuff open and then my computer had to update. Okay. Okay, so his fruit is not the Hydra fruit. So there could be a Hydra down the road. Where in classic mythology, when a head of a Hydra is cut off, two sprout. There's only been one game I've ever played that had a Hydra in it, and it was even a mod for the game. It was Minecraft. It was the In-Between Lands, and they have a Hydra boss battle. And you cut off a head to grow. But it still has so much health, so you're doing damage to it, but you're still making the fight more fearsome. When I called it Hydra, I was saying as the fact of the Hydras from Dark Souls 1. That's where I usually picture Hydras, but that's not the classic imagery. There's an off-brand of Hydra when you see Dark Souls, where you have to kill every head, and that kills it. No extra heads sprout. So this off-brand for Orochi's Devil Fruit, his Mythical Zone. The Snake Fruit model, 8-headed serpent. Its name is 8-headed serpent. So, the idea behind the 8-headed serpent, because sometimes it's referenced as the Hydra, in Dark Souls' case, is you have to kill all 8 heads to kill the beast. You can't just cut off one and think it's fine, even if it's the main one. We've seen all 8 heads of Orochi back when Kiroshiro cut down the... I can't even think of what her name was back then. The lady, the most beautiful lady of Wano, back in Oroshi's palace. We saw Orochi transform and saw all 8 heads. The idea behind Orochi being alive because of his devil fruit is he doesn't know he's probably he's alive now, but he's probably so much in shock from getting a head cut off that he hasn't transformed yet. The idea is you have to cut off all 8 heads to kill Orochi, which would cause them. He'll probably regrow a head back. That's probably how it's gonna be. Is he's gonna regrow a head, and he's gonna be like, "Oh, I can't believe that happened." That's gonna be the most plausible case with the 8-headed serpent fruit, because you need to kill all 8 heads to kill the beast, which leaves it in room for which the only purpose for Orochi at this point. He has no purpose other than he's going to be cut down many times. It's not going to be just 1 or 2. He's probably going to be cut down many, many times from this point on. I say right now, he probably will not be living by the end of this war on Onigashima. There's no way in hell he's going to survive this. And for my standpoint on this is you have to kill all 8 heads to kill Orochi. Head regrows, and then he will probably be somewhere else. They'll throw his body to the side of something, and then he'll get back up and sneak away. And either Dendro Kinemon, or one of them coming in to here will find him and cut him down again, thinking he's dead, and he'll just keep getting away. We're probably gonna see him trying to escape multiple times throughout this, because I don't think he's gonna transform back in front of Kaido. Because if you take out the body of Orochi, then he's probably dead. But if you keep taking out the head, you could probably just cut 8 versions over and over and see his head cut off multiple times throughout this fight. So my idea is he's still alive. People probably will be pissed. If he's truly dead and that mythical zone, his devil fruit, does not bring it or let him take another head, and he's officially dead, I'm so incredibly happy, because he's a horrible person. But we won't know until later on. The other thing about Mythical Zones, Tekken goes a little bit about this. Roger didn't. In his reaction. Mythical Zones. We've only known a few, and the few that we know is it seems like Mythical Zones, you get the shape of the animal, but you also get some power from the animal. So like Marco's case, Tekken goes a little bit in this. Marco's case, it's the flames of rejuvenation. Sengoku, he transfers into the Buddha, but his attacks is like impact way and like powerful punches like emanating power off of it. You could kind of see that off different Buddha. Whenever they use the Buddha within anime like Hunter x Hunter or stuff, it always seems like you can do shockwaves or stuff that will allow you to blast air pressure or just force towards said enemy. So imagine it as like a advanced version of Armament Hockey, but always without really trying as the Buddha at that point, I would figure. And then Orochi, we don't know. Kaido, we assume. Devon from Blackbeard's, we do not know. because she has the tailed fox. But we're thinking Kaido, but even that, maybe it's the breath or the breath attacks or whatever. But coming back to Orochi, my best guess with his ability would be the 8 heads. You have to cut off all 8 heads. He'll just regrow a head. He'll regrow a head, and he'll be shocked when he comes back. When he comes out of this shock, he'll be shocked, but he probably won't realize he has 8 heads or 7 heads at that point to go through. If someone actually cuts him down regularly, he probably will not come back. I'm more than certain that's probably how it's going to happen. We've actually had other devil fruits. They're non-canon. Huh. That's from the game, apparently. That was from the game too. That's 2 mythicals in the game. Where did this play? When did this person pop in? Oh, this is one of the OVAs. Okay. That makes sense. So yeah, for the mythical zones we know so far, and we know at least 4 have been shown, which is Marco, Sengoku, Devon, and Orochi. We're assuming Kaido ate the dragon fruit. The dragon. Or probably the snake model dragon would be my guess. It could be lizard, but that'd be too close to snake, but that could all just come down to when we eventually get. I would believe if we got a devil fruit reveal for Kaido, it'll be when the crew or the forces are fighting Kaido. I'm saying right now, it's not going to be an easy fight. There's no way in hell they're going to take down Kaido anywhere way easy. Even if they put Sea Prism on him and are able to get it on him to weaken him, I don't think that would be. I don't like the outcome of that being the way they take down Kaido. It would be very tactful. Very. There's going to be a lot of tactics to do such a thing, to even get Sea Prism close to Kaido. But this is still a test stream. We'll see how this goes. If need be, I'll download this and cut out portions that might be lagging or whatever. So I'm sorry about that, but this will go live. I saw a chat. Just one person jumped in and said One Piece sucks. Whatever, that's your own opinion. Everybody has their own opinion. I love One Piece. It's the most popular manga in Shonen Jump. So whatever. Everybody has their own opinion. Otherwise, I think I rated this an 8.5 out of 10. I said the review would probably rate higher. I think I'm put this a 9 out of 10 chapter. Because we had a lot happen here, but still not there for me for a 10 out of 10. The shock value, I would definitely, if I had the official translation and I reacted to it while the official translation was out, I definitely probably would have rated it 10 out of 10, but reading through a fan's translation and then reading through the Viz one to have to read through it again. That's my own fault. I can say that. Otherwise, it's probably a 9 to 9.5 out of 10. We had a lot happen. A lot. But let's also go back. I will pull this back up. Where is it? Chapter. We're going to go back a few pages. We're on page... we were on page 16 and 17. I'll go back a little bit. Oh, we're going to talk about page 10 and 11. About the cuffs that Yamato have on. We'll go more into that. So the cuffs, if they are sea prism stone, they're gonna limit Yamato's abilities. If she's been training all this time to beat Kaido and free Wano, open up Wano to everybody, to the outside world, Yamato might be training and not even knowing these are sea prism cuffs, only knowing that they will explode, which will then limit her. She's basically training, as I would say, if you're training in water the entire time, that's what she's been training. She's been training in water the entire time. She probably has an incredible growth, but the sea prism cuffs would keep it. The only way Oda would allow the only way Oda would allow that to happen is if she has a devil fruit. But at that point, we don't know what devil fruit she would have. We already know the two devil fruits that the old man and the old lady had are both already off Wano, so she couldn't have those two. She could have Toki's fruit. That was Odin's wife. I couldn't think of her. She could have Toki's fruit, the time fruit. That would explain its disappearance because no one has seen anybody use the fruit in 20 years since Toki has used it. And that's also wild fruit. You wouldn't even know exactly how to use that. It would make sense for her to have Toki's fruit. But actually, that might be the best idea. Is have Toki have Yamato have Toki's fruit, the time fruit. She could just send Kaido and Big Mom hundreds of years in the future, but I don't think Oda would do that. That's the only problem. I don't think Yamato would do that either. As far as we've seen, the time fruit can only send people into the future. It could be possible to send people into the past, but even that would be not a... Maybe that'd be a loophole in that system of the time fruit. Otherwise, we'll see with that one. Probably not next week. 2 weeks from now. We're talking about Kid from One Piece next week. We'll talk about his relevance and what I think he might do in the coming chapters to the end of the Wano arc. Maybe we'll talk about a little bit about Drake too, because I have interest in both of these too. Hide. Okay. I'm just doing something outside. Sorry, guys. actually. Okay. Just getting rid of someone in chat. That's fine. Later on, I'll do something else. I just have to remember. Sorry, that threw me off. I was on a kind of a goal train here. How do you even find my channel if you're if you come in saying One Piece sucks? How did you find my channel? One Piece is probably one of the bigger parts of my channel, is doing One Piece reaction and reviews and talking about some stuff about One Piece. Or unless you found it because of the gameplay or wherever. It's whatever. Okay. The only thing is, if she doesn't have Sea Prism cuffs, that means she is at full strength. And I would love to see her have Sea Prism and then have a power boost. I don't like when people power scale the crewmates, and I don't really care for it at all. Usually I don't care because Zoro, Sanji, Luffy, Jinbei, you have all these people. It all comes down to what they do on a ship and what they can do in the battle or in the moment that they are shown the most highlights or most moments of. So, like, last arc, Brook probably had the bigger highlights, other than Pedro. He's not part of the crew, but he had a big highlight there. Not talking about that. We're gonna go off the charts if we start talking about that. But I believe Oda in the past, I would have to find the article again. Oda in the past said there will eventually be 2 more crewmates joining, but they will be very close to each other joining. So you could say Jinbei technically officially join on Whole Cake Island, and one is going to join here, or we're going to get 2 here. There was a theory a while back, it was a long time ago I saw this, that if you look at the crewmates that have joined, got Luffy, and then you got Zoro, Usopp, Nami, and Sanji in the East Blue. And then in the Grand Line, you got Chopper, Robin, Frankie, Brook in the Grand Line. And in the New World, so far, we have Jinbei. So the idea is we get 3 more in the Grand Line. I'm more for that theory. That would put us at a total of 13. And there's been theories on different arts of different what is it called? Of different panels that Oda has done in the past that are like, 13 of this and 13 of that, and people are like, it's gonna be 13 crews. I would love 13 crew members. Luffy at the very beginning of the series said he wanted 10, but that was Oda when he first started writing the series. Oda could have changed his mind since then. So that 10 number can be just thrown out at this point. It's like if you look at Kaido's, what Kaido looked like back when he showed the 4 emperors, Kaido doesn't look like himself at all, because the design changes, the idea changes for them over time. It's been 900 chapters since he said he wanted 10 crewmates. That would be, counting him, it would be 11. Adding 2 onto that to make 13 in total is not far off. Or 10 including him is not far off. If you include him, Jinbei would have been technically the 10th. if you count Luffy. If you don't count Luffy, we still have one more, and that's probably, people are going back and forth. It's Carrot, it's Yamato. I've been seeing that a lot on Twitter. But if we go off the theory of 4, we get 4 in the New World, I would assume Jinbei, Carrot, Yamato, and then we have one more that we still will get from this point on. That would be my idea. That we will get another, technically 3 members at this point to fill out the whole crew. Otherwise, let me quickly check one more thing before we move on. I think it's on the channel. It's under community. Okay, yeah, okay. I kind of figured. Okay, back to this. So that would explain this. I was just explaining that because there's been fights over this last chapter because Yamato wants to sail with them. There's been fights to who would be the 10th member. But I'm saying there's probably going to be more than 10 members. It's 900 chapters since he said he wanted 10 members on the crew. So it's more likely that we'll probably have more. I like the theory of 13 because 4, 4, and 4. But it's whatever. You're probably going to see that from this point on, from this chapter onwards. People will be fighting if Yamato or Carrot will join the crew. It all comes up to it. Otherwise, let me just make sure I went over everything I wanted to in this chapter. I'm still going back just to make sure. Oh, I think I did say it. That could be a ink duplicate that we if Kiku did cut down Kanjuro in those final panels, and then we're seeing the blood, it could either be blood or ink. We don't know how far his artist skill has gone. You would think it'd be ink, but it's whatever. It could be a clone, ink clone at this point. But we won't know until Oda shows it. We talked about the 2 swords. I quickly said about the shotgun. It's either a shotgun or a rifle that Nekomamushi has. Just seeing. Someone also pointed this out, and I didn't even realize it the first time I read through it, is that Law is not with them. So Law is not with the samurai. He's went on to his own path. Which I'm very curious where he ran off to. Which, if anything, he might go back and retrieve his crew. We might get Beppo. Beppo Sulong form would be incredible. There's someone on Twitter that wants Beppo Sulong form. But for right now, with the clouds above, you can't even see the sky. Until they clear the clouds, you couldn't even get Sulong form. But Nekomamushi and Inuarashi were saying how much more strength they would have if they had the Sulong forms against Jack. So it would you would have to do some type of attack or something to clear the skies. Nami could possibly clear the skies, but you would need Zeus or Prometheus with that. And since she just lost Zeus, I don't think she's gonna be clearing the skies anytime soon. So Sulong form is probably a long ways away if we do get it. Oda did tease it way back when it came, that we'll probably see Sulong in this. But I think that's pretty much it. I think I covered every single different aspect of this chapter. I missed a lot. When I first read through, but that's also because we did the reaction and we do a quick review we don't do a full review until Sunday when the full thing comes out. We'll do probably another stream when this comes out. So 2 weeks from now when we do the chapter reaction, we'll probably try to stream the full review again. I'm sorry about the drop in quality or lags. Every so often OBS just drops, or I lose connection, or I lose a bar or two and it drops. So I'm sorry about that, guys. Otherwise, like I said, 9.5 out of 10 chapter. Really, really good this time. If you guys like the video, if you guys haven't subscribed to the channel, I recommend subscribing to the channel to keep up with all the content. Otherwise, this has been Mr. Crazy again. Sign off. Have a good morning. Have a good afternoon. Have a good night. Wherever you are, just have a good day. Hopefully I see you guys next video. And, peace.